Hi folks, how are you doing? This is Sjsrana, Surinderjit Singh Rana, reporting for October 21st, 2025. Time is about 2:25 p.m. IST, or which is 1425 hours IST, India Standard Time. So as usual, I have some important developments to report and a lot of things which are going around the world, specifically the interstellar travelers, the heavenly bodies, SWAN R2 and 3I Atlas, and much more, and especially focusing on the tariffs war India is fighting with the US, raging the war with the US, and the prostitution empire of India. The festival of prostitution is already ongoing in India. October 2025 marks the festival of prostitution. Much more, and also what is going around the world and what new news are coming, and which is basically making an impact on humanity and the way the deals are being made in across the nation. We also have the first lady prime minister of the Japan elected as the first lady prime minister of Japan, which is a very good news. So beginning with the Swan R2 interstellar visitors and the 3I Atlas, we are getting a lot of new insights. And as I keep predicting all the time, because this was marked under hashtag MAY 2025 ENDN times, I've given this prediction in June, July 2024 that by May 2025 we'll see the end times, where we'll see something very different and the whole scenario for humanity will change. These interstellar visitors are no surprise. They were discovered only after hashtag MAY 2025, which I predicted in June, July 2024. As I keep predicting, I did predict before the coronavirus or the corona pandemic, which is basically in 2020. I predicted in June, July 2019 that by 2020 May, World War III, which is hashtag MAY 2020 WW3, that was predicted by me in July, August 2019, that we'll see massive fatalities. I wrote my article and everything was written 6 months before, and I tweeted on Twitter at that time. Then Twitter banned my account because they were saying, how could he predict there will be massive fatalities and World War III type situation will begin? They were surprised and shocked to hear that, and they banned, or they basically shut down my account, which is Sjsrana, which was at that time Twitter. But they, later on, by the mid of 2020, the whole Twitter management were hiding under the table, wearing a mask, or hiding under some females, fearful of the coronavirus pathogen, because I predicted so. But they were hiding inside somewhere under the desk, under the table, somewhere hiding inside the washrooms in the US. And later on, as you know, Twitter was taken over by Elon Musk, the freedom fighter, the man who basically envisions freedom for all, and also envisions that the humanity must move out of planet Earth. He's the man who is taking that vision, Elon Musk. So I always take his name in great honor, because he's a man who loves freedom and he wants to provide freedom to everyone. So I have moved to x.com. I am only going for x.com. I'm not going for Meta basically company, or a Meta information platform, social media Meta, which is basically a metaphor for criminals, cronies. It's a Meta mafia, I call it. Meta mafia. It's run by a mafia group, mafia mindset, which basically promotes pornographic images on Facebooks, exposing pornographic images to the underage females, girls. That's Meta company and Facebook. So stay away from Meta, folks. Stay away from Meta mafia. There are mafia on the world, run by a mafia person, and who himself has been seen as a pervert, as basically a womanizer. So Zuckerberg is known in news as a womanizer. So be aware and stay away from Meta company. I have already given up all my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts everywhere. So it's better to stay away from Meta company, which owns WhatsApp chatting, Instagram chatting, Messenger from Facebook chatting, and its Threads chatting platform. So because it has been known that Meta company is doing mafia business, it's more like pruning and basically intelligence gathering on your accounts, on what you talk and what you say, and then providing this information perhaps to some third party perhaps sex trafficking or prostitution empire business, because Meta company has been screwed again and again, has been scrutinized by the Judicial Committee of the US over oversight committee over its abuse of platform, social media platform, Facebook especially, exposing minor girls to explicit images. So this is basically ongoing, and the social media has to be chosen properly. So I always choose X.com, run by Elon Musk, which basically promotes freedom of speech, but at the same time restricting the contents. That contents have to be clear, has to be pure, has to be valid for the age group. So if it's the age group which is under 18, they cannot be exposed of any explicit images, and if it's above 18, perhaps some explicit images, perhaps some form can be given to give the information, like on the rape crisis or on the crisis of exploitation of females, or you can say sex trafficking. So on those platforms, those information is available. So folks, as I keep giving you all the time my sightings, this is October 21st, time is about 11:57 AM IST India Standard Time, or 1157 hours IST. So this was my first time. I was out after 2 days. I didn't get time on October 20th at all. I was busy in spiritual meditation and could not even spare a minute to be outside of my residence. I didn't even open the doors. I was quite busy on October 20th. October 19th also same, quite busy, but October 20th was much more busier. So as you can see over here, I have to take my car out, my cat out for a troll. So I basically got my cat out for a small troll. You can see I am around the vicinity of my residence here, and my cat wanted to go out in the beginning, but then for some reason didn't like to go forward, so only I could just barely enter the garden and just come back, because she was not willing to go in the garden. So for some reason, I have no idea, because it's her mood. I have two cats, as you're aware, I'm a cat lover. I was having dogs, Siberian Husky and Golden Retriever. Then I gave up on dogs because cats overtook me. So at the same time, I had two dogs, I had two cats, but then cats basically overtook me, and I like cat much more. So as you can see, I put my cat inside my car, so I took her for a troll. I said, fine, if you don't want to be outside, you don't want to visit garden, then let's go and have some ride. Basically, I had to do some grocery, important grocery, so I had to be out. As you can see, I'm taking my car out. I had to turn on my wipers. It was a little dusty on my front panel window because of the crackers being burned on October 20th. A lot of crackers around my neighborhood. I could hear a lot of noise. My cat were disturbed a lot on October 20th from about 7:30 p.m. towards 11 p.m. There were a lot of cracker noises, a lot of pollution outside. All those pollution from the crackers had basically fallen on my also fallen on my window pane of the car. It was quite evident on the car. There were fine dust particles from the crackers. So I had to turn the wiper on, the water on, so it can clean. And I'm leaving, prepared to leave for the grocery. Time is about, you can say, almost around 1200 hours IST, India Standard Time, October 21st. So as I repeat, I didn't get time at all on October 20th. I didn't even open my residence door. I have two doors. One is the gate, outside gate, as you can see, a slider gate, and then the main door entrance, which is basically electronic lock, which I have Wi-Fi and whatnot, just because to avoid the trespassers and those moron criminals who will trespass into the house. Many times I've faced this issue while I purchased this villa in 2022. I purchased this villa in 2022 and I was residing since then, and I faced a lot of people who would trespass or who would be around my house and otherwise. So I had to install this fence. You can see the outer fence, white fence, which is the border line, which is basically trying to deter those trespassing morons, criminals which are around, which come from here and there and try to trespass into my house for some reason. I also keep reporting that there are a lot of trespassing on the rooftops. So if you see on my rooftop of this villa, which is 77, if you can see a sighting from above, from sky, from drones, then always those trespassers where I am not around, I don't permit, I am not seen around, are basically trespassing criminal morons or serial rapists who will basically trespass onto my rooftop. They are all criminals, MS-13 gangsters of India, and they are basically serial rapist people who will be seen alone by themselves doing nothing but strolling on my rooftop from the neighborhood houses. They'll jump the fence. I also have the fence. It's very surprising. I have the fence on my rooftop on both the border lines right from when I purchased the villa in 2022. I'd installed the fence, the iron fence. But still the trespassing criminals, serial rapists around will trespass into my rooftop, and all those people, if you see them alone, except me there, then it's serial rapist, trespassing moron criminals of India, who are basically deep state vampires or serial rapists of India. Even the male escorts sometime because they want to rape a new female, so they'll trespass into my house or villa somehow. I'm reporting all these incidents so that you are aware that Sjsrana is never involved in anything. I don't even interact with my neighborhood around because my frequency is different, their frequency is different. I could not find any frequency that will match me. So I never interact with neighborhood around or the people of the neighborhood. Perhaps my next door sometimes, because there is an elder gentleman which is on the villa 76, elder gentleman. I do interact because of that elder gentleman who is above 80 years old, around 85 years old, who is basically very pious. So I do interact for that gentleman. Other than that, I don't interact with people around. Any of the people, if they stand on my front door, if they stand on my front gate, then what else option do I have other than to interact with them? If they stand on my front gate and while I'm taking my car out or taking my car inside, what other option do I have to interact with them just to see what they're doing or the reason of why they're standing? Is there something, is there any help they need? I can be of any help. Sometimes people do consult me for help, not over here, but around the globe, around the location where I stay here, city Jaipur. People do seek help from me because of my spiritual practice and a lot of other knowledge, which is you can say esoteric knowledge which I possess. So I give them guidance on their spiritual journey or the spirit's journey, where the spirit is and what the spiritual journey lies ahead. So I do give them consultation and I do give them advices, and people seek on regular basis advices from me. But mostly it's interaction 101 or so, not on phone much. I don't even use my phone much. Perhaps people are not being able to communicate directly over the phone because of the digital slavery agenda of India. Deep state vampires are implementing digital slavery on individuals, targeting individuals. Basically, as you know, India is a genocidal nation. It loves to commit a genocide, but now after 1984, it cannot do a hard genocide. It will do a soft genocide. Under the pretext, under the agenda of soft genocide, genocidal India basically does digital slavery of people, of their citizens, of innocents, of saints. I'm not talking about militants or those groups which are violent, MS-13 camp gangsters. Obviously, if they are doing MS-13 type gangsters in India, digital slavery, then it's understandable. But if a saint or a saintly innocent person is being targeted by the deep state vampires of India under genocide convention, then it's obviously a genocide, a soft genocide, trying to restrict incoming phone calls or messaging or SMS or WhatsApp or whatnot. They can do it. It's all under the agenda of digital slavery. So I have covered this topic of digital slavery, digital arrest in my past 3-4 videos, and also I've been covering this for last 3 years of digital slavery. So over here you can see I'm taking a video snapshot of my house. There's construction or there's some renovation ongoing on my outside, on my villa, on the rooftop, and also on the outer walls. Some renovation is going on. As you can see, this video I was shooting. This is the video I took. There's some renovation which has to be done in coming days ahead, the month of October. So I'll be quite busy with that, and a lot of labor, a lot of engineers will come to basically do this some sort of renovation over here, which I have instructed them. So over here I'm giving one more sighting. My nameplate is always there on the front door. It has been always there since 2022. I purchased the villa over here in 2022. So folks, whenever you have a pathway, a crossroad, you are walking on a crossroad, and which one to follow is basically a single loan x.com, or you can follow the group of mafia under meta mafia of Facebook, Instagram, Threads, WhatsApp chatting. So you have a choice. You can either choose the mafia of WhatsApp, which does digital arrest or digital hijacking, or you can call digital slavery, the meta company, or you can choose X.com, which is open platform and which doesn't do digital slavery of people. So folks, you can always follow me on X.com under the handle of Sjsrana1. At Sjsrana1, you can see X.com/Sjsrana1. Add a digital number 1. I used to have Twitter account which was Sjsrana, but then Twitter hijacked my account, digital arrest, or you can call digital slavery. They banned my account. They basically shut down my account for no good reason. They could never explain me what was the good reason, and they banned it in November 2019, just before I predicted hashtag MAY 2020 World War III, where I said there's going to be massive amount of fatalities. There are going to be fatalities across the globe and could be a World War III situation. So after that, they shut down my account, they hijacked my account, or put my account under digital slavery or digital arrest. After that, I had to again register with a new ID, which is Sjsrana1, because Sjsrana was already blocked by Twitter Mafia. You can subscribe to my X.com/Sjsrana1 account or channel, and I keep giving you almost daily feeds, new information, what I am thinking and what's going across the world and how I perceive it and what I want to give the view to humanity. And you can always see my account. Here is my snapshot of my account on X.com, which is Surinderjit Singh Rana, which is at Sjsrana1. OneWordPress.wordpress.com. You can always see my site, which I publish since 2010, and also my personal inclination. You can see best for humanity, sober people culture. Sjsrana, which is me, Surinderjit Singh Rana, is equal to or equals 7+ year consistent, no sex, no devils, no lies, no friends, no association, only God and cats in life. So this has been my association past 7+ year. I don't associate myself with any friends, anybody. Also no females, and also no boozing. I have never done intoxication my entire life, and the results or the outcome is obvious. I had zero COVID-19 inflictions. Yes, I had zero COVID-19 inflictions because I predicted COVID-19 in 2019, which is basically on my Twitter account. I predicted that hashtag MAY 2020 WW3, which is basically for pathogen COVID-19. So going forward, folks, I just want to give other indications, other news, other things which are going around the world, the hot topics. Let's cover that now. Sober 3i Atlas or SWAN R2, two heavenly bodies, extraterrestrial bodies visiting planet Earth and perihelion of Sun, which basically will be making close proximity towards Sun sometime after at the end of October, and then November will be coming back facing Earth and leaving for the raving outer bounds of the solar system. So there are already a lot of big events which are going across the world. There's a lot of buzz on this 3i Atlas and much more. However, basically we are focusing on what is going to happen or what it's basically doing. Many of the viewers or scientists have already indicated that 3i Atlas is spewing a lot of different type of gases. Basically cyanide, hydrogen cyanide has been witnessed, also carbon dioxide has been witnessed, and also it has been witnessed to leaving a trail of water. So all this is there, and it's more acting like a hollow sphere, which basically baffles the scientists how it's becoming a hollow sphere and why it's acting like a hollow sphere, like it's something like hollow inside. And more other bizarre scenario, it's basically having a rare earth or rare earth material type alloy, which scientists cannot explain right now because they don't have much more information, as it has to be very close towards the observations so that it can have a clear indication what it is all about. Also, once the 3i Atlas is going to come close to Sun perihelion, it is going to be oblivious to our observers. or our satellites or imagery, whatnot we have, the Parker and whatnot we have, basically observing the sun. So this is going to be a very difficult task, and for almost about you can see 3-4 weeks we'll have zero information on 3i Atlas once it's behind the sun. It's already doing a retrograde movement towards other planets, Venus, Mercury, and we'll see like a retrograde movement of it. But what we know that for at least 3-4 weeks, while it's behind the sun, it's doing excursion perihelion. It's going to be oblivious to lot of our observing satellites, and we'll have practically no data whatsoever to see what Atlas is going to do. Perhaps scientists are worried that it may shoot into sun. That's the worrisome scenario if it shoots directly into sun with a 5-degree angle on our ecliptic, which is also another big technical point, that it's only having 5-degree inclination towards our ecliptic. Normally those extraterrestrial visitors or other bodies which we have seen in past don't do that, and it may dive into sun directly, and that's going to do a major upsetting of or triggering of CMEs towards outer space, and Earth could be directly hit. That's something which is going to be worrisome. So folks, all in all, we keep observing. I'm observing from my spiritual sense, spiritual side. If I have to do communication, I'll be doing outside. Once I have to be outside in my car, to start with some light communications, doing with the light mechanics or speed of light, I'll do some communications if I have to. If I receive some, I already turned my Yagi antenna, and I'm trying to see if we can receive some signals on the right time. Right now only the antenna is turned there, but I'm not pointing my radio signals receivers towards the Yagi antenna to receive if they have some information, because all I know from spiritual sense and from other extrasensory perception ESPs that it's going to do a communication which doesn't require electromagnetic spectrum. So perhaps light is good, or other form of communication which you are not aware. World has yet to witness the other form of communication, which is more on a quantum entanglement done on a spiritual level. So you can use your brain power, your spiritual power, to do a quantum entanglement across millions of light years in an instant. You can do that communication, but that technique is only known to few people who are alive on Earth. Not all people can do quantum entanglement communication, and for that level you have to cross the level of spirituality above 6 or 7 degree, or degree of understanding of humanity, or the cosmic level. There are 11 dimensions, or almost 11 we know for, and which is quite enough for us, but more are there, but 11 dimensions are more than enough. And if you have 5D above or 6D dimensions which you can transit into, then you are already doing some sort of cosmic play or cosmic game. You are part of cosmic game. And if you are above 5D, which is 5 degree or 5, you can I call it 5 dimensions above. Okay folks, back to planet Earth. There is a lot of tariff war is going across the globe. As you know, Trump admin has been doing relentlessly, saving America's, make America great again, and save America, and make it safe again. And all these efforts has yielded Trump with no other option other than to raise a tariff war, because the US was being downplayed by other nations using a tariff. While the US was doing the lowest tariff, the other nations were doing highest tariff on import of the US goods, which the Trump admin didn't like. Trump himself is quite a tycoon, is quite a businessman inside, but now he's the president of US, so he has to do the greatness for the whole nation. And obviously he's right on his path. Whatever he's demanding, whatever he's doing under tariff, is basically doing a good deal for the US citizens. He's become like a financial doctor for the whole nation. So I call it like a Dr. Trump, who's giving pills to other nations on tariff so that they can come on equal footing with the US, which I basically like and admire about Trump, that he's doing this tariff war single-handedly, even though he knows there's going to be a lot of repercussions or coil back from other people who are anti-America or anti-Trump policy, or the, you can say, Antifa. There are a lot of other groups, political groups, which basically attack Trump for no good reason. They have been doing it for last 8-9 years. They have no other job other than to attack Trump from all angles. They've tried to implicate him under the false pretext of those FBI files and those, whatnot has gone forward in last 6 years, which has been baffling the whole US citizens, that how come Trump has always been a target. So, folks, much more. But Trump has clearly given indication to all the nations. Japan made a deal, Indonesia made a deal, lot of nations, UK made a deal, EU made a deal with the Trump that tariff is good enough and will adhere with the Trump tariff plan, and it's equal footing and equal playing field. Now, India has become the bottleneck, or you can say the what you call the bone in the neck. It's stuck like a bone in the neck. When you have a bone stuck while eating red meat or what meat, then it's called that bottleneck. And India has become the bottleneck, the pain in the neck for the Trump admin, because it's not budging on the tariff war. Despite Trump has been giving many warnings to India that if it doesn't stop the purchase of Russia oil and doesn't keep coming down on equal footing with the US tariff plan, then Trump is going to be very harsh on India, leveling almost 100+% tariff on India goods import to the US. It's already shutting down India film industry in the US with 100% tariff, India pharma industry, which is over 9 billion right now. Yes, 9 billion sales to the US. It will be shutting down with 100 or 250% tariff on India pharma imports to the US, and much more. Trump has been trying to persuade India that not to fight a war with the US. It's not righteous to fight the war where US is leveling only 10 or 20% tariff at the most of import of India goods, whereas India is doing 100% or more than 100% import of America goods, specifically the American cars or American manufactured goods. Even India is denying the entry of US corn. India is trying to not form any sort of agreement on the India agro business, agriculture business, or produce of agriculture, which is agro business. It's not trying to make any deal with the US, which is upsetting the US. Already Trump is furious and raged that why India, so-called the largest democracy, doesn't pay heed to the democracy, whereas it's importing the Russia oil despite many warnings from NATO nations, Western nations, that it will cut off or will boycott India altogether if it keeps importing Russia oil, Russia Putin oil basically, because it's supporting the war machine. As simple as that. Import of Russia oil is supporting the war machine of Putin. And if that is happening, folks, the biggest problem with NATO nations is that their efforts are going in vain, because this is how the machine is working, or is being oiled by purchase of the oil. So the more you feed, the more you put the fuel to the fire, it's going to grow. Basically, Western nation wants to extinguish the fire which the Putin wants to fight with the Ukraine after the annexation of Crimea. It has tried to now annex the Ukraine and much more. Maybe perhaps Poland is next, Austria is next, Austin is next, a lot of other nations which are around periphery of Russia. So this has been going a soft war for a very long time, but now it has become a hard war because Ukraine and Russia are fighting hard war. Daily almost Russia is losing 1,000 troops. Very dismal situation for Russia. Putin is losing almost 100 troops a day. If you can see past 4, 5, 7 days of track, Russia has lost many troops within few days. And I keep sensing that what is going ahead. I've been warning that Putin has become some sort of a warmonger or some sort of a spooky person who basically is becoming not mysterious but become like what should I call, a Halloween sort of a scare. Putin is becoming more like a Halloween scare for the world. That what it wants is not aligning with the World Peace Justice Forum. And that's where Putin has to come down to equal footing, or else it's going to lose the ground. And I do sense Putin for last 3 years has become aggressive. Putin has become like a scare for humanity. That's what I sense. Perhaps I'm wrong, but my perception for the last 2 years has been that Putin has become out of norms, has become a scare for the world, like a Halloween. So anyways, folks, that's my personal perception, and I don't admire the way Putin is putting war front everywhere. And basically, India has been closely aligned with the Putin war machine. Also, India has been acquiring a lot of latest technology from Putin, a war machine. Recent induction of S-400, the defense system from Russia has been the gift for Putin, from Putin to India. The leadership, Modi and Putin, are like a bosom friend. They're like the best partners you can ever see on the world stage. Putin and Modi are best partners. They are basically always embracing. Whenever they see each other, they embrace. They have a long embrace for each other. So much more is going ahead, folks. We have to unravel what is going ahead, but this doesn't look on the right direction. So we'll see how India plays the tariff war with the US, which is not recommended. I've always objected, but India is belligerent. It doesn't pay heed. So anyway, folks, another thing is the gold. The gold is making quite a news, and I do predict that gold will rise. So I'll suggest my viewers to buy gold, not to sell gold right now, but keep buying it on every dip. That's my prediction for gold. Keep buying gold with every dip. So another thing, the U.S. Fed has basically arrested Ashley Tallis, which is India origin tycoon or India origin main force, which has been suggesting the U.S. admin or the defense industry of the U.S. with a lot of insights. However, the U.S. Fed has found Ashley Tallis, which is India origin man, working in the intelligence or giving the briefings to the defense industry, analyst for the defense, has been charged with espionage, sort of espionage, but keeping the documents, which are classified documents, which are not supposed to be kept under personal detention, but he has been charged by retaining those classified documents within himself, which is basically a felony, which is a federal offense, a felony in the US. So he has been arrested. It's an India origin person who is basically quite in limelight, and this puts a lot of blame on the foreigners who are in US acting as the agents for other nation, perhaps for China, perhaps for India. But this has basically spooked the US, and it has become a scare that how much of surveillance should they do on these people who are foreigners, who are not belonging to the US, but who are basically like India origin, China origin people, or Russia origin people. Are they doing espionage? Are they retaining classified documents while holding the top positions? So US has to be very careful. It must be doing a lot of surveillance, must do quantum level AI surveillance on their voice communications, on their activities, or else they'll keep losing the secret documents or classified documents of US military advanced intelligence to the other nations. So this is raising alarm bells all across the US, NATO alliance, Europe, France, UK are all on alert that how much of information of intelligence should be given to the foreigners, or like India origin or China origin or Russia origin people. So that's basically end of my session over here, and some of the past sessions which I've covered will be here ahead in details. Hi folks, how are you doing? This is Sjsrana, Surinderjit Singh Rana reporting for October 18th. Time is about 1700 hours IST India Standard Time, or 5 p.m. India Standard Time, October 18th. Day is Saturday. So first we take a look at the sun, and we see a big massive coronal hole, folks. This is not normal coronal hole. This is massive. It can fit almost about, you can say, 300 200 earth in it. This is massive, and what I see from it is it's making some sort of bizarre arrangement from some figure to a bird looking like, or a heart, you can say. So this is massive in scale. Apart from that, it is also going to radiate CMEs and spew CMEs, which can directly impact earth, so be very careful. So as I keep predicting you all along, I've been doing this service to humankind for almost 15 years. Since 2010, I returned from North America to India. As you can see my latest snaps over here, this is on my terrace. Just to be very clear, just so that there's no ambiguity, there are no impersonators, perverts, pedophile, rapists, serial rapists around my neighborhood, or impersonators who basically claim that this whole residence belongs to them. This is all false and fabricated information, and they are doing digital slavery of me, Surinderjit Singh Rana, as Sjsrana. It's under digital slavery concept. I'll just reveal more. I've done it in my past video, which is October 12th. You can go and review on YouTube. But this is just to give you, share my snaps where I stand, and this is on my rooftop. I recently got it mended. There was some construction work has to be done so that I can have clear access. So as you can see, I can have clear access for my topmost rooftop. Otherwise it was blocked, and I had to get my office people over here, or people who are in charge in office of real estate, where I paid them in full to purchase this villa in 2022. I got this villa purchased in 2022 in full payment, in check by check. So anyways folks, just that was my glimpse on my rooftop, just to clear the ambiguity. And further, whatever I am putting on YouTube and whatever is going through YouTube, whatever I'm facing, you can see over here, under the digital slavery, digital arrest of saints and innocents in India under Genocide Convention of India, still ongoing. You can see all these posts which I tried to promote on YouTube were banned or were withheld because of they were disapproved, because they said this is having some political message. However, it was none. I don't vouch for any political party anytime, anywhere. I don't do political campaigning, just to be very clear, because my concept, my part over here is for humankind. For humankind, I believe in all political parties, and I also don't believe in any political party, because I'm not doing campaign for them, but I'm doing campaign for humanity, folks, just to be very clear. So over here, I'm just giving glimpses of my past snaps or my other sharing of my YouTube videos. You can see October 4th, I covered DD in detail, and the prostitution in detail, so that what entails with Diddy Combs. He was sentenced for 4 years and whatnot. All these things I'm covering for you folks, so just so that I bring you up for the humanity, for the latest trends, and for the latest message, and what I reveal from heaven, the signs in heaven, and what is going on earth, and how it's going to impact humanity. So all in all, I am going to cover various topics, from digital arrest, which is very popular in India, gaining momentum, or digital slavery, where is under the digital identification, how the slavery will be implemented. I'm also going to cover in detail the hate crimes which is surging in India, and so-called digital arrest is also under the hate crime. Many times the political parties which are affluent in India, namely BJP and Congress, who have their own IT cell, they run their own IT cell, and it's done for political hijacking or political campaigning. But most of the IT cell run by the political parties of India are doing the anti-humanity part. And how to serve God, how to be close to humanity, all these factors I'm going to cover more on the war, Russia and Ukraine war. So all this I'm going to cover in this brief message, which I'm just going to give you. Ahead of this will be the coverage, complete coverage, but I'm also going to share my sightings. Whenever I have a sighting, I do promise to give you my sightings, so that you are aware that when I'm seen around and what I'm doing and what is going around, so that you are not falling prey to the imposters, pedophile, pervert, predators gang. There's a gang, complete gang, hate criminals, who are basically almost every day planning to sabotage my identity, or do some sort of impersonation. So that thing, I just want to be very clear. I want to make it out that you come to know the real facts from the person who is in real genuine person. So all in all, a sun gives us the best view. Always follow the heat from the heaven. As you can see, it making some sort of a bird figure. Also, it can be called as a heart, pure heart figure. But this coronal hole is massive, and once it spews the CMEs, which I expect anytime today, which is October 18th. So I'm predicting that it will be massive, folks. So October 18th and 19th, be on watch out. That sun is going to do something bizarre, because I sense the signs from heaven in advance, and I try to give you that warning in advance. So be very careful all around. My neighborhood, impersonators are in ample. So over here, I'm just going to give a glimpse of what I was doing with my solar project. As I told you, I'm running all my solar. Everything is on solar, and this is the water pump pushing the water at 35 feet from where I stand. So from below 35-40 feet, it's pumping the water up. I'm using only solar grid, which I'm going to show you briefly, and it's doing fantastic job of pushing the water, which is almost 35-40 feet below where this tank is, and it is all running on solar. This is the solar system I installed in March 2023, and I'm using Yagi antenna. I'm going to face it towards the Swan R2, and that's my positioning. You can see from sky. I'm positioning my Yagi antenna to Swan, because Swan R2 is something which you won't understand, and only ETs, extraterrestrial beings, can understand what it is all about. So I'm going to point my Yagi antenna towards Swan R2, and I'm going to have some sort of messaging which I will try to receive from them, or whatever is going on the outer space. So folks, on coverage of Swan R2, I try to give you glimpses that Swan R2 is something which is under the Hopi prophecy. As you are aware, the Kachina prophecy, and it's doing the same thing phenomena. If you are not aware, I tried to cover this Kachina Hopi prophecy in my past YouTube videos. If you missed the part, you can just go through these glimpses, which I'm going to reveal to you much more on this video. So we have two major extraterrestrial visitors, or you can say, which are heavenly bodies from the outer space of the limits of our solar system, and they are visiting under a very great cycle of 23,000 years, and that's a big cycle which they do complete with sun under the perihelion, which is going to be very close. They've already surpassed the sun on sometime around second week of October. Now we're going to see close approach of Swan towards Earth by the end of October. You can say starting from 20th of October till 30th of October, we'll see both Swan R2 and 3i Atlas, which is going to do a close approach towards Earth, which we are going to watch and observe. So for that, you can always go through my website oneworldpress.wordpress.com, which I'm running from 2010, and also I did posting on beforeitsnews.com under Sjsrana banner. But what I am trying to reveal to you over here is that Swan R2, which was on close proximity to perihelion of Sun on September 12th, basically did something very bizarre, that it was doing some sort of release of gases from Atlas towards Swan, and all those things were behaving very weird. This is not normal heavenly object which do visit Sun occasionally, and many times we have seen as a comet. However, they are behaving quite weird. Different kind of gases, different color of gases are being spewed, and also with 3i Atlas, we have been told by the experts that they are releasing heavy amount of water and CO2. So which does give them impression of some sort of engine, some sort of 10-20 gigawatt engine which is running inside. And the way the Swan R2 is being observed, even from the Mars, it was observed clearly 3i Atlas, that it's very massive, and the way the luminosity is working is quite different than expected by a heavenly body. This does indicate to them, to the experts, that this is some sort of intelligent, you can say, satellite, if you call it so, or it could be something very advanced technological satellite or mapping of the solar system and all what is going around. If they are extraterrestrials, obviously they are much advanced. If they can visit Earth at this time, they must be very, very advanced, and they must be having much more advanced technology than what we have. So obviously their sensors, their radars, their technical equipment has to be very advanced, and to us it will look just like a sand or just like a rock, because that is how their advanced going to be. It is going to look, the more advanced you become, the more closer you become to nature, the more precise you become to nature, or more you can say subatomic level you will become to nature, because that's how the advanced technology will work. So perhaps what we see from Earth or observe from satellites, that these objects are just mere rocks, but it could be something far greater. So folks, be very careful how you observe Swan R2 and 3i Atlas. It's the same prophecy which I revealed, and this was during the end times, which I've already given you in June 2024, hashtag MAY 2025 END end time. So under the end time banners, I already predicted that the end times will start and all these bizarre events will start occurring, and this is under that pretext. So you can always go and search on my YouTube channel, which is Sjsrana handle, or you can go and search on my web pages or my oneworldpress.wordpress.com. I own all the digital rights. I have not given any digital rights to any of my publications or any of my articles or whatever I do messaging. It's all owned by Sjsrana, Surinderjit Singh Rana. Just so that you're very clear that I haven't given any digital rights to anyone. If they are claiming, then they are imposters, impersonators, criminal, and these are people who belong to digital arrest or digital slavery concept of India. So folks, be very aware how things are shaping around your neighborhood, around your solar system. And this is just a brief look at the map, how October 20th to October 31st it's going to look on sky. If you want to view Swan R2, then you got to be looking from Earth southeast, facing southeast towards the Sagittarius constellation and so on, because it's belonging to that cluster from where it is coming. So anyways, again, going back to sun, it's also behaving the same way. You can look at it like a bird. It seems like a tweet a bird, what it seems to be like on the sun, which is a massive coronal hole. So okay folks, this is October 17th. Time is about, you can see on the screen, it is about 1200 hours IST, around 1200 hours IST. Just to be precise, I'll give you more information. I am locking the main gate, sliding gate, as I'm leaving for some errand for some residence 2. This is residence 1 and I visited residence 2. So on October 17th, you can see at about 1200 hours, or to be precise 1233 hours IST, India Standard Time, Friday, I had to venture out, and as you can see I'm leaving with my car. This is the other car I've got. As I told you, I had other car which was grey in color, Maruti Baleno. I had a lot of issues with it. It was giving me a lot of problems with the computer system, so I had to give it away, and I got this new car. Not a new car, but I got it second hand, and I got it as new for me, and it's from Hyundai. As you can see, white color. I do like white color, so I just exchanged it because I wanted to have less computer system so I don't get interrupted. The computer system of the car was so messy that even the company owners could not understand, or the company people could not understand. The engineers could not fix that car, and I had to take it 3-4 times and spend almost 8-9 hours each day waiting there for them to understand where the problem is. So I had to give that car away and exchange it with the other car. As you can see, this is from Hyundai, and I like it. I'm doing it fine with it. I don't want a large car for now because I'm just by myself alone. Only I have 2 cats where I reside here in this residence of mine. As you can see, I'm preparing to leave. Time is about 12:34 a.m. IST, India Standard Time, and date is October 17th, Friday. So I had to do some errand to visit my residence too, as you know, which is on the which is almost about 25 kilometers, or about 18 miles, 17 miles from here, where I have to visit the center of Jaipur, city of the Jaipur. This is the outer skirts of Jaipur, as you are aware, and where I reside here is Galaxy Enclave Real Estate, and my villa is 77. Just so that you are not taken by imposters, impersonators, thugs, who are recent phenomena. When I arrived over here in 2022, these people followed me over here, and like imposters, like hijackers, they tried to sabotage my identity, hijack my identity, and do a digital arrest. Yes, digital arrest or digital slavery is getting very popular in India, folks. Be very aware that they are targeting innocent saints, people who are isolated or who don't interact much with the outer world, but they are very popular. So people in India are doing digital arrest and digital slavery of those people by hijacking all their communications, inbound communication. Many times deep state vampires are assisting them, because as you know, genocidal India is world popular. It has genocidal DNA, It wants to commit a genocide, and it is always trying to somehow subjugate the ethnic minorities in India. So that's a known fact, because you know it from past. The communal records of India are very bad. Human rights records are very bad of India. So be very aware that deep state vampires of India are all in hand in gloves with the digital arrest and digital slavery of innocents and saints. So as you can see, I've left my premise precisely about 12:37 hours IST, October 17th. So you can be aware on the clock that what time I leave and come, so that imposters, impersonators around my neighborhood who are raping females daily, doing a digital arrest of myself, and they are doing some sort of sabotaging identity and running a digital slavery game. And as I tell you, folks, you can always see me alone by myself. I am never part of the group around here. They are one party, perhaps they are one group, one gang, perhaps, and I am always single person alone. I don't interact with people who have perverted mindset, or who are raping females, who are serial rapists, or who are impersonators, or who are people who are belligerent liars. I don't stand with them, I don't talk to them, and I have no party with them. So you'll always find me alone, because I sense from a spiritual sense what these people are all about. So I avoid them all the time. So at least I don't get involved with their gang mindset or gangster mindset. So that thing is very obvious from here, as you can always see me alone. I'm entering my residence, which is on 17th, October 17th. Time is about Friday. Time is about 21 hours 20 minutes, so which is 21:20 hours IST India Standard Time. As you can see, I give you a close up, opening my sliding door and preparing for the entrance of my car. This is all just to give the glimpse that people around, or could be newcomers or something like that, are basically very good in doing sabotaging identity, spreading lies, misinformation, and perhaps perverted mindsets, are daily hijacking and raping new females or prostitutes of India. I also want to highlight the prostitution around, that India is very popular as door-to-door prostitution. India GDP is based 10 to 20% on door-to-door prostitution. If India doesn't do door-to-door prostitution, then GDP of India will fall down. So be very aware. Has the largest prostitution network. There are around 300 males and females together who are daily being thrown or being given to predators, pedophiles, perverts, for day-to-day prostitution and day-to-day raping in India. India is the largest or the highest amount of rape clock. It's clocking almost 18 rapes per hour, and every minute it would be much higher if you count the marital rapes also. So, folks, be very careful about India, and who you talk to and who you interact with, because India is the largest number of serial rapists, hijackers, trespassing morons, criminals. It has the largest number of fake people, or who are telling belligerent liars. So be very careful, and this is already upsetting the judiciary of India. India judiciary is already very upset. The way door-to-door prostitution is violating the Constitution of India, because the door-to-door prostitution service has really picked up big time, as political parties of India are promoting it so that they can get maximum vote from the youth. Because youth, which is basically from 15 years old till about 35 years old, are very impressed by India government, the way they are supporting door-to-door prostitution and turning blind eye towards prostitution. All around the globe, Western nations, especially the US, the UK, are catching every day the network of prostitution, or you can call pimps, they're gangsters. However, in India, the India government is turning blind eye towards the pimps, the growing number of pimps, growing number of prostitution or prostitute racket or prostitute people. The male escort prostitutes of India are very popular, in demand by females of India. There are over 770 million females of India. Imagine their demand for male prostitutes. Every day you will watch from the sky, a new male prostitute will visit their house. You can always watch from the sky. Now you have the technology. These people can run but cannot hide. I repeat, these people can run but cannot hide. So from sky, from drones, try to watch the houses, the residence where high frequency of male escorts prostitutes of India are arriving, or female escorts prostitutes of India are delivered to the residences. You can always watch from sky which house, which residence is active. Lot of frequency will be there of male visitors or female visitors, and if that is so, then you can understand the gravity or the grandeur of India prostitution network. India has 300 million male prostitution taking place every day. Yep, the number is 300 million, folks. The population of UK is not more than 200 million. Imagine 300 million of India males doing the prostitution. Okay, folks, another good glimpse I want to give you. A visitor, strange visitor, visited me on Tuesday, on October 14th. I'll give you the date also, which is October 14th, Tuesday. It was very strange, alone. You can say the macaque or the monkey king visited me, and it was not having a team with it, which was very surprising, and the day was Tuesday. So I repeat again, the day was Tuesday. As you can see, he was very much confident, as if this residence belonged to him, or the people over here, which is myself and two cats, as if I'm related to them. Or this visitor was very unique in nature, and as you can see, before leaving, it tried to bow down to the residents of this villa, which is 77, which is myself and my two cats. So as Sjsrana is giving this glimpse, you can see the Monkey King tried to bow down and left all by himself with very confident eyes, very confident body, and all by himself, not by a team of macaques, or you can say langurs, or they call it, I call it Monkey King because he was all alone. He doesn't have his team with him, but all by himself, very confident. And the way he entered the house and left the house by doing a solution, which is namaskar, we call it in India, was very bizarre to me, folks. I was quite startled to see this visitor. So anyway, folks, on October 16th, my time of basically coming out of my residence, which was at 1814 hours, as you can see clearly, on October 16th. The day is Thursday, and basically I had to park my car out because some construction work is ongoing on my rooftop. As you can always see from sky, from drones, that some construction work is undergoing, and it will be going till the end of this month, October. So I had to park my car out every day. If the workers, the laborers, the people, the engineers who are here to work on the construction, or some sort of you can say modification being done. So time is about 1815 hours IST, 6:15 p.m. India Standard Time, October 16th. As you can see, I had to come out to get my car back inside, and I spent almost 10-12 minutes because I was trying to align my radio and my music system on the car and try to receive some sort of clear messages uh, on my cell phone, because the signals over here are very weak, and I don't know, even GPS does some sort of weird thing at my residence. So as you can see, I have these flashing lights just to give the indication that it's different, some sort of understanding, or I'm trying to align myself with Swan R2 and Atlas 3I. So some alignment has to take place, and I have to give some messaging towards Swan R2 in the evening, which is about 1620 hours IST. Date is October 16th. So I'm trying to message, or trying to do some working with Swan R2 and with Atlas 3I, so the message can be clear. I cannot speak in a language which you will understand, but there is some sort of glances on some sort of arrangement which I have to do, so the messaging can go clear, and what is supposed to happen by the end times, which are predicted, hashtag MAY 2025 end times, has to be very clear, and there has to be clear channel of communication. And the only way I communicate is through instant speed of light. I have to communicate through speed of light, surpass speed of light only then, not by regular magnetic or electromagnetic interference or electromagnetic spectrum. It doesn't come under that. It has to be speed of light, folks. If I have to communicate with Swan R2 and 3i Atlas, it has to be speed of light. As you can see me over here spending some time doing some coded messages, receiving some messages from them, and understanding what is going ahead of time. So folks, this is all just giving you the glimpse how the extraterrestrial being work, or how to have the extraterrestrial objects interaction, and so that you are aware. And I don't interact much with the people around, neighborhood around, because many of the time prostitution is taking place, door to door prostitution, and all the prostitutes female who come to visit are only visiting the male escort prostitutes to get raped or to have new experience by the male escorts. This is very popular destination also, as it has been noted by the drones and by the Western nations, that this has become the hub.
So, okay,
India has
folks,
become the
this
hub
is
of
the end of this
prostitution.
session, and I
Male
will
escort
join you in the next
prostitutes and
session.
female
This is
escort
October
prostitutes
18th.
are
Time
very,
is
very
about
popular in India,
5:35
folks. It is over 300 million
p.m. IST
prostitution
time.
in
And
India,
in the end,
and
I would like to
it
again
is the
share
most
my personal
busiest
disclaimer, which is
traffic
always there on my YouTube
nation,
sessions. You
trafficking,
can
sex
check on
trafficking
this
nation
YouTube
in the
channel of
world.
mine. And I give this personal disclaimer that Sjsrana, always remember, Sjsrana has never taken anything: car, cash, money, bounty, international visa, lottery, house, property, females, girls, credit card, or even pagers or cell phone from any racist, fascist, rapists, beggars, devils, delivery agents of India, under metaphor raping games around my residence neighborhood, which was here since 2023. The whole metaphor devils raping game, or the gangsters, MS-13 type gangsters who were delivering money, cash, lottery, car, visa, or females, girls, they were all being delivered to the devils of India, rapists of India, or deep state vampires, basically under digital slavery against Sjsrana, or digital enslavement, digital arrest of Sjsrana, Surinderjit Singh Rana, or you can call it sabotaging of identity or grand larceny on Sjsrana, Surinderjit Singh Rana. It was occurring here since 2023, and the place is Galaxy Enclave, Jaipur, India. My residence is Villa 77. I have never been part of any of those gangsters, MS-13 rapists around my neighborhood who were running the prostitution rings since 2023, or sex trafficking of females, raping of females, minor girls. All was being done by the devils of India, working perhaps by some renegade deep state officials of India, officers of India, or vampires. I call it deep state vampires of India, doing digital slavery on Sjsrana. As you can see him over here, Sjsrana, Surinderjit Singh Rana. My image is clear. This was taken on October 16th, October 2025 at about noon, because there was some construction work. I had to visit. This is my front yard view of the villa, and you can see. So folks, in the end, I take the leave, and I leave it for you to decipher the rest.